Have you ever felt like the underdog, only to realize there's greatness within you that others can't see yet? This is about more than just proving people wrong. It's about tapping into that untapped power and becoming unstoppable. You know there's potential, unmatched and unrivaled, waiting within. Transforming from overlooked to the greatest of all time means seizing this moment, owning your strengths, and rewriting the narrative around you. You've felt it before. The weight of low expectations pressing down, as if every ounce of doubt from others is piled high atop you. As the underdog, you're not just expected to lose, you're practically invisible, sidelined in the background while others are handed the spotlight. People glance your way and dismiss you, already convinced of your limitations before you've even begun. But this narrative isn't an ending. It's the prelude to a transformation of immense proportions. You see, being the underdog means you possess a hidden strength, one that lies dormant, simmering beneath the surface. It's a force that can turn the quiet perseverance into a roar that shatters expectations. You aren't just walking into a battle where the odds are against you. You are a force of resilience waiting to be unleashed. Every underestimation becomes fuel, igniting a fire that others never saw coming. And in that moment of transformation, you don't just step up, you rise above, turning the supposed weakness into a weapon of relentless determination. When you claim the title of the GOAT, it's not a matter of fitting in or proving yourself to others. No, it's about carving out your space, so vast and undeniable that it cannot be ignored. You become the embodiment of excellence, the benchmark others aspire to. Your presence commands respect, not because it was handed to you, but because you've earned it with each hurdle you've shattered, each expectation you've defied. You're no longer just someone in the race. You've redefined the very idea of what it means to compete. As the GOAT, you stand as the ultimate testament to what relentless spirit, fueled by underestimation, can achieve. You're not here to linger in the shadows, unseen and unnoticed. The moment you step into the arena, it's with the force of a quiet storm, ready to dismantle every assumption that has ever been made about you. You know what it feels like to be underestimated, to have others cast you aside without a second thought, assuming you'll fall before the first challenge. But this is where you begin to rise. You are more than they could possibly comprehend, a force lying in wait, poised to erupt with a power that's been accumulating beneath their noses. Your transformation from underdog to GOAT is not just about silencing the doubts. It's about reaching a pinnacle so high it eclipses all who stand in your way. The shift begins when you harness every ounce of doubt, every dismissal, and turn it into an indomitable strength. You don't need validation from those who overlooked you. They will see your impact from afar and realize too late what they missed. You are moving with a precision and purpose that carves a new path, one where your presence is not just acknowledged but revered. As the GOAT, you redefine the very essence of excellence. People won't just see you. They'll feel the seismic shift in the ground beneath them as you surge forward, unstoppable. They will speak your name with awe, not because you forced them to, but because your achievements leave them with no other choice. Those who doubted you will be left watching from the sidelines, their curiosity transformed into admiration, realizing they were witnessing something truly rare. You are no longer just a participant in their eyes. You are the standard, the summit, the undeniable force that commands respect. The first sign you're elevated from being an underdog to being the GOAT is taking initiative and seizing control. You aren't waiting for opportunities. You're creating them. When others stall, you act. You're the one who steps into the fray while others hesitate, shattering inertia and leaving behind the timid. This is where you carve your path, transforming reluctance into raw momentum that propels you forward, forcing the world to take notice. With each decisive step, you shift the landscape around you. Your proactive spirit is the engine driving your success, setting you apart in a way that can't be ignored. When others shuffle their feet, burdened by indecision, you're already miles ahead, charging into the unknown with a fierce resolve. In the wake of your movement, the ground cracks open, swallowing any who hesitate, while you rise like an unyielding force, unchallenged and undeniable. People see this relentless energy, this drive that crushes the stale rhythm of mediocrity, and they begin to question their own passivity. You don't simply participate, you dominate. Your eyes are fixed not on the steps in front of you, but on the horizon you are destined to conquer. As others struggle to keep pace, you have already seized the summit, transforming hesitation into ash beneath your feet. Those who doubted you now watch in awe, realizing that you've transcended the boundaries they placed on you. And you did it not by waiting for change, but by being the catalyst that reshapes everything around you. In your wake, the world is left reeling, grasping to understand how you became the GOAT, how you ascended while they were still gathering the courage to move. The second sign you are elevated from being an underdog to being the GOAT is that you are achieving spiritual and worldly recognition. Your spiritual awakening is paving the way for worldly success. As you peel away the layers of self-doubt, you're unveiling a core of unshakable power within, one that bridges the chasm between the unseen and the tangible. Your newfound clarity resonates beyond what can be seen, intertwining with your actions and sending ripples through the fabric of reality itself. In this moment, limitations dissolve under the weight of your inner revelation. Your confidence grows not from arrogance, but from a profound understanding of the boundless potential you hold. You step forward, surpassing barriers that once seemed insurmountable, each step echoing with the quiet thunder of a spirit awakened. Those around you, who once saw only an ordinary figure, now witness the unfolding of something extraordinary, a relentless force unbound by the restrictions that hold others back. Your movements reshape the landscape, sending shockwaves that ripple across the ground, reshaping the boundaries of possibility. You are no longer bound by the constraints of expectation. You are shattering them, stretching beyond limits even you once thought immovable. The recognition comes as a consequence, not a goal. You feel the eyes of the world upon you, not in judgment, but in awe, as they sense the power that drives you, a power that defies conventional understanding. You are the one who has bridged the intangible with the concrete, manifesting success that speaks to both spirit and world alike. In that fusion you rise, uncontainable, transcending what anyone thought possible, embodying the very essence of what it means to be the GOAT. The third sign is breaking generational chains. You're not only breaking personal barriers but also overcoming ancestral challenges. Beneath the weight of struggles passed down through generations, you have felt the silent burden, the unspoken history etched into your bones. Yet with each step forward, you are severing the ties that once held you and your lineage bound to the shadows of the past. You're not just climbing a mountain, you're dismantling it rock by rock, reducing it to dust beneath your feet. In this act, you turn centuries of struggle into the foundation of your triumph, transforming inherited wounds into unyielding strength. This isn't merely a personal victory, it's a seismic shift that reaches back through time, shattering the cycle that has repeated through countless generations. You are rewriting the story, forging a new path not only for yourself, but for those who came before and those who will follow. Each movement forward reverberates like thunder, echoing through the halls of history, as the chains that once confined your family fall away, link by link. Others have felt the weight of these chains and succumbed, but you are different. You harness the very essence of their strength and channel it into a force that obliterates obstacles. The same people who once saw only the shadows of your predecessors now witness the blinding light of transformation as you rise, unrestrained. But if you're still feeling the pull of those generational chains, still struggling to break free, then it's time to step into the obsidian inner order, powered by astral atom. This isn't for the ones who settle, it's for those who are ready to dominate. You've been called to something far greater, and the inner order is where you turn that calling into reality. It's where you take that generational weight and turn it into unstoppable power. Inside the obsidian inner order, we don't just talk about breaking chains, we show you how to obliterate them for good. If the past is still pulling you back, this is where you learn to rise so high, those chains don't even come close anymore. This is where chosen ones like you rise beyond limits, leaving the past where it belongs, in the dust. The fourth sign you are elevated from being an underdog to being the GOAT is that you're building a unique legacy. Your talent and dedication make you stand out in your chosen field. You're not just contributing, you're carving a space so distinct that even the skeptics are forced to acknowledge the magnitude of what you're creating. This isn't about following in anyone's footsteps. You are forging a path entirely your own, one that reshapes the landscape around you and leaves an indelible mark. Every move you make echoes with purpose, each step defined by an intensity that sets you apart. You're not just part of the field, you're redefining its limits. Your skill is honed to a razor's edge, a precision that cuts through mediocrity and leaves behind an undeniable imprint. The naysayers who once watched with folded arms now find themselves captivated, drawn into the orbit of your growing influence, unable to deny the power in your work. As your legacy takes shape, it becomes a beacon, a towering testament to the heights that relentless passion and unyielding dedication can reach. Those who once doubted your worth now find themselves silenced, their objections buried beneath the weight of your undeniable accomplishments. You are building something greater than accolades. You are creating a monument of excellence that will stand for years to come, a singular testament to what can be achieved when one dares to transcend expectation. You are no longer a name among many. You are the standard, the one who elevated beyond the ordinary and set a new precedent. Your legacy is more than a reflection of who you are. It's the proof that greatness isn't given but claimed, and you have claimed it beyond question. As the GOAT, you are no longer merely recognized, you are revered, and even those who once doubted you are now caught in the brilliance of your legacy. The fifth sign you are elevated from being an underdog to being the GOAT is mastering unmatched skills. Your continuous improvement sets you apart as an expert. You're not content with the ordinary. You demand excellence from yourself, stretching your abilities until they reach a level others can only admire from afar. This relentless pursuit doesn't just build skill, it forges expertise so rare that it transforms you into a beacon for those who seek guidance and inspiration. With every refined skill, you rise higher, establishing yourself as the authority, the one whose mastery radiates a magnetic pull. Others begin to notice, not because you seek their approval, but because your presence commands it. Your expertise is not just seen but felt, a force that cuts through uncertainty and blazes a path forward. You are no longer simply competing. You are setting the standard, becoming a figure others look to, driven by the desire to learn from someone who has elevated beyond the ordinary limits of the craft. The world recognizes those who strive for greatness, and you are now firmly in its sights, embodying the peak of your field. People gravitate toward you, drawn to the energy that exudes from your dedication and skill, sensing in you the qualities they long to cultivate within themselves. You have become the master others hope to emulate, the one whose presence alone shifts the balance. No longer just a participant, you are the architect of your own mastery, reshaping what it means to excel. Your influence expands, reaching those who were once strangers, but now look to you with respect and awe. You are not just learning anymore. You are the teacher, the GOAT, the one others strive to follow, drawn by the force of your unmatched skill and relentless pursuit of excellence. The sixth sign is that you are inspiring and impacting others. You're influencing those around you by paving a unique path. Your actions resonate beyond the confines of your immediate circle, reaching far into the lives of those who witness your relentless ascent. You are not merely moving forward, you are blazing a trail so distinct that it leaves an indelible mark on all who encounter it, pulling them into the wake of your unstoppable drive. As you rise, your influence spreads like wildfire, igniting a spark in others who now dare to see new possibilities within themselves. You become more than just a figure to be admired. You are the embodiment of what can be achieved when limitations are shattered and determination is wielded as a weapon. Those who once stood by, unsure of their own potential, now find themselves compelled to take steps they had only dreamed of, propelled by the example you set with unwavering conviction. Your journey transcends the present moment, weaving itself into the fabric of futures yet to unfold. The steps you take now will echo for generations, guiding those who follow long after you've carved your place at the pinnacle. You have transformed from being overlooked to being a beacon of possibility, a symbol of relentless achievement that others draw strength from. People will speak of your ascent, recounting the trials you overcame and the mountains you scaled, not as distant tales, but as lessons and encouragement that fuel their own journeys. You have become the GOAT, not just by rising yourself, but by lifting others in your wake, inspiring them to reach beyond the confines of their fears and rewrite their own narratives. You are the spark that illuminates paths, blazing trails that will continue to inspire as a testament to the power within you. The seventh sign is that you are overcoming critics and challenges. Despite attempts to downplay your success, you remain unshakable. Others may try to diminish your achievements, casting shadows over your light, but your resolve is forged in fire, unyielding to the winds of doubt and negativity. You are not swayed by the voices that rise to question your path, for you know the strength that courses through your veins, and it is unassailable. Each criticism becomes fuel for your ascent, transformed into stepping stones that lift you higher. While detractors murmur in the corners, trying to pull you down, you stand tall, your confidence radiating like a fortress that cannot be breached. They throw stones, but you've built walls from the very things they hoped would break you, towering above their attempts to hold you back. You are not distracted, you are laser-focused, your gaze fixed beyond their reach, on heights they cannot fathom. With each challenge you crush underfoot, you solidify your position, turning opposition into a testament of your resilience. The same people who once sought to silence your rise now find themselves powerless, their attempts crumbling against the sheer force of your determination. You are unbreakable, not by the absence of challenges, but by your mastery over them. This is what defines the GOAT, not just the ability to rise, but to do so in the face of relentless adversity, standing unfazed as the storms howl around you. You emerge from each trial stronger, the epitome of resilience, unshaken by those who wish to see you falter. Your focus sharpens, your confidence amplifies, and you leave your critics in the dust, proving once and for all that you are not just surviving, but thriving, carving your legacy from the very obstacles meant to hinder you. The eighth sign you are elevated from being an underdog to being the GOAT is unleashing your inner strength. Others may have underestimated you, but you hold untapped power. Hidden beneath the surface is a wellspring of force they never suspected, a raw and unbreakable core that fuels your every move. This isn't just resilience, it's an elemental power, a quiet storm waiting to be unleashed, propelling you forward with unstoppable momentum. With courage as your shield and adaptability as your weapon, you're forging a new path that leaves no room for hesitation. You do not bend to circumstances, you shape them, transforming obstacles into opportunities as you charge ahead. Each challenge you meet is merely fuel, a spark that ignites the deeper reserves of strength within you. As you press on, your power is no longer concealed, bursting forth like a wave that sweeps away all who dared to doubt you. Those who once saw you as the underdog now stand in awe, struck by the force of your rise and the undeniable presence you command. You are not merely following trails left by others, you are blazing your own, cutting through the unknown with an unyielding spirit that no one can deny. The very earth seems to shift beneath your steps, solidifying your path and marking it with the weight of your conviction. What was once unseen now radiates, a beacon of strength that illuminates the ground you walk on, leaving an imprint so fierce that it alters the landscape forever. Your inner strength is not just a resource, it's a force that redefines the limits of what's possible, solidifying your place at the pinnacle. Those who overlooked you now find themselves drawn to your path, realizing too late that they witnessed the awakening of the GOAT, the one who conquered not just obstacles, but the very expectations set against them. The ninth sign is that you are elevating through growth and consciousness. You are ascending through levels of self-awareness and purpose. Your focus is not on mere survival, but on an expansion of your own being, a deepening of insight that transforms every action into an expression of intent. You have begun to see beyond the superficial, sharpening your mind to pierce through illusion and grasp the truth within yourself. With each revelation, your foundation strengthens, setting you apart as a figure of undeniable presence. As you rise, your unique skills will bring you recognition, not because you sought it, but because excellence, when it emerges from such depth, cannot be ignored. You're no longer just operating within your field. You are redefining it, sculpting it with the precision and clarity that only comes from a profound alignment with your purpose. In your presence, others feel the gravity of your transformation, a force that resonates and challenges them to confront their own limitations. The very air seems to shift as you step forward, an intensity that signals something unstoppable. This is not simply a climb, but an ascension, a movement that elevates all who witness it. Your growth is a beacon, shining with a brightness that cuts through the haze of doubt and distraction, drawing others to you with a pull that is both magnetic and inevitable. You are no longer just a participant, but the measure against which others gauge their own progress. In rising through these levels of awareness, you have crafted a vantage point so unique that those around you can only look up in awe, captivated by the sharpness of your vision and the strength of your resolve. As you ascend, your purpose becomes an undeniable force, one that reshapes the very ground beneath you. You are not just reaching new heights, you are creating them, forever altering the landscape of what is possible as you solidify your place as the GOAT, unrivaled and unmatched. You are on a path to become the GOAT, achieving greatness that others will admire and remember. Every step you've taken has been a deliberate choice to rise, to transform, and to defy every limit placed before you. The obstacles that once loomed large now crumble beneath the power you've discovered within yourself. You are not just reaching for the summit, you are building it with your own hands, solidifying a legacy that will echo long after you stand atop it. This is more than a climb to the top. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. Each victory, each challenge conquered, is a testament to your resilience and strength. You are not just chasing a title. You are forging a self so powerful, so unstoppable, that it alters the course of everyone who witnesses your rise. You've proven that greatness is not something given, but something claimed, shaped, and honed through sheer will and unbreakable determination. As you continue on this path, remember that the world is watching. Your journey is not yours alone. It resonates with those who look up to you, those who find strength in your example. Share your story. Let others see the path you've blazed. Inspire them with the reality of what you have achieved, so that they too might dare to reach beyond their own limitations. Your rise is not just for you. It is a beacon, a call to all who seek to transform their lives. So stand tall, speak loudly, and let your journey light the way for others to follow.